Thursday, everyone. Welcome to a very quick restorative yoga practice and sound meditation based in gratitude. People are all around the world, and let's just give a shout out to just being thankful. I know there's so many things that are going on. Once again, I'm Intuitively D, and you're here with Vibes with Intuitively D. I have two cameras going. One is on YouTube, one is on Instagram. But hi, shout out from wherever you're at. But there are so many crazy things that are going on in this world. Let's take a moment. I invite you to take a moment to give thanks, to send some gratitude to yourself for showing up to this practice. Give thanks to the breath, giving thanks to the things that you're thankful for. There can be one thing, two things, three things in the midst of the madness, in the midst of the chaos. So we're going to do a very short restorative yoga practice. Then I'm going to play the bowls. I hope you enjoy. Feel free to leave a comment, share it, subscribe to the channel. Yeah, the invitation is to get into a very comfortable seated position. Pause, sorry. Restorative. You might not have any of these props. You can still do every single pose, which is basically three poses, honestly, we're going to do. I have some yoga blocks. I have my yoga mat. I'm sitting on a bolster, a yoga bolster, and a blanket. And I have two pillows. I don't know if you guys can see the pillows, but they're over there. You can use books, blocks, pillows, whatever you need to feel comfortable, to feel restorative, to feel supported. So the invitation is to get into a comfy position that can be laying on your back. Actually, today, let's lay on our bellies. That was the plan, honestly. So let's lay on our bellies as I move this a little bit. Yeah. So I'm just going to move everything out of the way. Come flat onto the belly. I'm going to move my microphone and hopefully you can still hear. When we lay on our belly, go ahead and maybe make a pillow with your hands, placing your head into the pillow, or maybe your arms out to a cactus at the cheek. And as you arrive, become aware of your breath, the inhales and the exhales, the rising and the falling of the belly. Notice how the breath feels as the belly is supported by your mat, the earth, the ground. And can you allow yourself to soften even more into your mat? Maybe you need to wiggle your hips from side to side, shake the legs a bit. And like I said, this is a gratitude practice. So maybe here you allow your mind to wander to one thing that you're grateful for. Placing that one thing into the heart center and sending breath there. It could be a person, it could be a place, it could be yourself. And we'll take a couple of community breaths here together. And when you're ready, take a deep inhale through the nose, filling up the belly, holding it at the top, opening the mouth, sighing it out. Two more just like that. Inhaling through the nose, opening the mouth, sighing it out. And if you like to set an intention for this practice or a dedication for this practice, which might be lovely, take a deep inhale through the nose, hold it at the top, see that intention or dedication in your mind's eye as if it is so. Open the mouth, sigh it out. Return back to the natural rhythm of your breath. And when you're ready, pressing into the palms, coming up into a tabletop position. Usually I will bring my blanket under my knees because, knees should be respected at all costs, but this is a comfy mat. On your inhale, dropping the belly. On your exhale, curving the spine, tucking the tailbone for cat. And we'll move through a couple of rounds of cat and cow, being thankful that our shoulders and our wrists can withstand our body weight. Something else feels good in the body, maybe some hip circles. Go ahead and do that. Maybe swaying the hips from side to side might feel lovely. If you're doing hip circles, go ahead and rotate those hips in the opposite direction. Just feeling rooted through the palms, grounded in our knees. And when you're ready, making your way back to a neutral spine, pressing your hips back to your heels to bring your bolster, your pillows for our first restorative pose, which is wide leg, wide knee chow pose. So it's going to be restorative. So bring as many pillows as you need to make this comfortable for you, restorative for you, supportive for you. My bolster is pretty thick. I'm going to place my blanket over it. Maybe I'll need another pillow. I don't know. Go ahead and widen your knees as wide as your mat. Sitting the hips back. Place framing the bolster with your hands and then gently laying your chest. Come on. Laying your chest onto the bolster. Maybe resting one side of the cheek down. This was not one of my favorite poses. It was just very uncomfortable. My hips are tight. My hips don't sit on my heels. So it's something I've been actively working through in my practice. And I'm grateful that there are props to support me in this. Grateful that I allow myself to work through it instead of giving up and just not doing it at all. And maybe as we're here for the next 10 breaths or so, you become aware of something that you're grateful for. Maybe this one is something that has been a challenge and you're working through it or you've worked through it. And you bring that to your heart space too, sending it some tender love and some gratitude. Anchoring into the breath. And if your head is to one side, go ahead and switch sides if that feels comfortable in your neck. Taking several breaths here. 5 more breaths wherever you're at, leaning into a space of gratitude, thankfulness. And when you're ready, taking a deep inhale to bring awareness back into your body, back into this present moment. Pressing into your palms, bringing yourself back up to a tabletop as we sit back on our heels and move into our next restorative pose. And so I'm going to keep my bolster. You can do this with pillows towards the back of my mat. It's just going to stay there. I'm going to move my blankets, might come over me. I'm going to turn around so the back of my hips, my bottom, up against, yeah, up against my bolster, bringing the soles of my feet together for a reclined butterfly Supta Baddha Konasana. And when you're ready, gently lowering, and of course, always be okay with adjusting, lowering your back onto your bolster. Blocks might come in handy. It's early in the morning here, so the hips might not be as warm. So we can place blocks under our hips to support, under our knees to support. Can bring our blanket over our bellies. That's always so lovely to me. And then hands can be wherever. Maybe because this is a gratitude practice, one hand is over the heart, one hand is over the belly. And maybe here we send gratitude to a person that we're thankful for. And I know everybody's situation is different. Maybe you're feeling quite alone, and maybe you're feeling bah humbug during this time of year. Believe me, this is one of the first years in the last like 6 years that I've actually been kind of okay during this season. This person could be yourself, it could be an ancestor. Doesn't actually have to be a person you see on a day to day. Bring that person to your mind's eye. Breathe into the heart space. Sending them gratitude and thanks for whatever reason. And maybe you smile. Allowing this gratitude as our hips are open to come from a place of intuition, of love. A few more breaths here. And of course, you can stay here as long as you like, but I promise this would be a short practice. A few more breaths here. And when you feel complete, bringing the hands under the knees if need be to bring the knees back up to center, moving the blocks to the side if that feels, if you want. Widening the feet as wide as your mat, knocking the knees in and just taking a few breaths here. When you feel complete, bringing the knees back to center, knees hip width distance apart, swinging them over to the left or to the right. So you're turning into a fetal pose that we're going to just move through, pressing into the palms, into the arms to come back up to a seated position. Oh, widening the legs as wide as feels comfortable. We're going to do a wide leg forward fold. And for me, it's not always the most comfortable. And then it's the morning. So, we'll see how it goes. So, having a bolster, having some blocks, placing one block here. Actually, we'll do a ramp. So, you have one block long way in front of you, the other block flat in front of that one. This microphone is always in the way, honestly. Bringing your bolster. This can also be pillows. Because, like I said, not as bendable this morning. And probably a blanket, honestly. Yoga is for everybody, not just for the flexible. Alrighty. Getting all comfy and cozy, because this is exactly how I'm going to go into this wide leg forward fold early in the morning. Taking an inhale to lengthen the spine. And as you exhale, just folding yourself over, moving the microphone out the way so you don't hear all the staticky things. Maybe I'll put it here. And allowing yourself to adjust as need be. As I anchor into the breath, I know I'm going to be able to move some supports out the way, but right here, right now, this is what my body needs. And as you fold forward, going inward, maybe this gratitude in this pose is giving gratitude to yourself. For making yourself a priority, for taking time out to get some rest, for making it through this year whole and as sane as we can be. For not giving up. And you bring a picture of yourself to your mind's eye, and you send that picture of yourself some breath, some love, some gratitude. And maybe you smile at yourself. We'll be here for a few more breaths. Feel free to switch your heads from side to side, whatever feels comfortable. 3 more breaths here. When you're ready, taking a deep breath, pressing into your palms, letting it assist you in coming all the way up. And let's move into our last pose, which is Shavasana. Several options for Shavasana. I'm not going to stay long in it with you because I'm going to play the bowls during your Shavasana, and hopefully you like it. So Shavasana, you could do classic. I also really love the bolster behind. Moving everything out the way. Feel free to do the same. I love the bolster behind the hips, extending the legs out long, but if it doesn't feel good in your lower back, then maybe planting the feet up. adjusting as necessary, maybe bringing the blanket over you if that feels lovely. Invitation to close the eyes if that feels good as well. And allowing yourself to just rest, to release all the effort, to invite in ease. And feel free to stay here as long as you like. Like I said, this is going to be a sound meditation. For gratitude. So hopefully you can see, hopefully you can hear. And you allow yourself to just be. Begin to deepen your breath, bringing awareness back into the body, back into this present moment. Maybe you wiggle your fingers and your toes. Give yourself a nice long big body stretch. And we're going to end our practice in a very grounded shape. So maybe you bend your knees if they're not already there, so the feet are flat on your mat or the ground. Maybe you bring two hands over the heart, one hand over the heart, one hand over the belly. Bowing the chin to the chest. Giving yourself, showing yourself, giving yourself gratitude for showing up to this nourishing practice, for making yourself a priority in a day and age where we are never supposed to make ourselves a priority, for resting when also rest is frowned upon. You're being a rebel. You're liberating yourself, which is liberating others. Maybe you send some gratitude to the others who shared in this practice with us as well. And of course, I'm always humbled and always grateful that you've allowed me to guide you through your practice. The love, the light, the compassion in me most definitely honors the love, the light, the compassion in you all. I wish you nothing but ease and flow on and off of your mat. Thank you, friends. See you next time. Like I said, please share, subscribe, like, comment. It helps get the word out. Yeah, I think that's about it. I'm doing a 7-day pop-up WhatsApp group. And you can find the link to it. It's $7.77. It's going to start December 14th and lead up to December 20th. Right before the winter solstice. There's journal prompts, there's a tarot pull, there's an altar creation, sounded meditation, breath work, guided visualization, and it's only $7.70 until December 6th. After that, it's going to be $11.11. But I would love to have you in the community. It's a good time. Of course, I'm doing an Irish yoga retreat next year in July 2025 in Killaloe, Ireland. Still have a couple of spots available if you're interested in that. Send me a message. I can get that out to you. The early bird special is extended for Black Friday. So yeah, let me know if you want to know about that. But have a good rest of your day, week, year. I will see you soon. Of course, don't watch me wobble and get up and turn all the technology off. Hopefully I don't fall on the way. Bye. Let's see. 30 minutes, perfect.